This week, we're at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, where Microsoft launches Windows 7 Beta, Sony shows off a flexible OLED, and PowerMat lets you recharge your electronics without wires. All that news and a bunch more gadgets on this week's World Tech Update. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. I'm Nick Barber. This week we're in Las Vegas at the Consumer Electronics Show, and we'll start our news with Microsoft, where Steve Ballmer gave his first keynote address for the company. The big news is the beta release this week of Microsoft's next operating system, Windows 7. Let's take a look.
Does this scattered desktop look at all familiar to anybody? We know that the typical user has between 5 and 15 windows open at a time. So with Windows 7, we make it easier to move between them on the taskbar. I have 2 Internet Explorer windows open right now, each with multiple tabs, and I can use Windows 7 Preview to move between those sites, and then I can select sites or close sites right from here. It's quick and easy.
Robbie Bach, head of the company's entertainment division, was on hand to show off a program called Kodoo that lets users design their own games for Xbox. He was joined on stage by a 12-year-old girl who showed off one of her creations. Later in the keynote, Microsoft Research showed off a flexible display.
This is actually a flexible display. It's less than a millimeter thick, and it's an active display. It's very similar to the types of e-ink displays that we see in digital textbook or digital book readers right now. So we see these displays evolving into color displays, something that you could probably roll up into your backpack or fold and take it with you and use it perhaps with your phone or wherever you need a display.
So the future of the way I'll do reading will really be on one of these nice light digital screens.
Well, and this could become the future Surface. You know, it's a possibility.
This big TV on behind me from LG Electronics is the world's slimmest LED television, but there are thinner TVs here at CES. Both LG Display and Sony had new OLED panels for us to look at.
LG's 15-inch model is almost ready for production. In fact, LG Display says it's talking to sister company LG Electronics about putting the screen into a TV or laptop and can start production of the screens from July, as long as it finds customers. On the Sony booth, a new 21-inch OLED prototype debuted on Wednesday evening to join the previously seen 11 and 27-inch models. Sony used CES 2008 to launch the first commercial OLED TV, the XEL1, which remains the only commercial model on the market. But the coolest OLED display was left for Thursday morning's keynote by Sony CEO Howard Stringer.
But now I want to give you a glimpse further into the future. With OLED technology, we not only thought about television, but also asked ourselves, could we make it so thin that we can bend it? Imagine a screen that you can fold as easily as a magazine that displays all your favorite periodicals in color and dynamically updates your content daily.
The 2.5-inch screen is made on plastic and can be flexed while still showing a color image. The technology is still a long way from commercialization. Its appearance at CES is the first time Sony has shown it in public. Also new is the CyberShot G3 digital still camera.
This is the newest star in the CyberShot lineup, the Wi-Fi CyberShot camera.
The camera has a built-in browser that can be used to connect to hotspots and upload video or pictures directly to internet photo and video sharing sites, or to email them to friends. Stringer demonstrated the camera by showing pictures of himself and Tom Hanks that were taken earlier when the actor made an appearance at the beginning of his keynote.
With one touch of a button, Mark has already sent those photos of Tom to the Picasso website and the Sony Electronics blog. And with yet another touch of a button, the photo was sent directly to this networked television Bravia.
Sure, there are big TVs here at CES, small computers and fast processors, but one of the things I found really interesting were the developments in wireless power. We're here at PowerMat, and the PowerMat system consists of 2 different components. First, you have the PowerMat here, which plugs into a standard wall outlet, and then you have each of your devices fitted with a different receiver. Here's one for my iPod. When I put it on the PowerMat, it begins charging wirelessly. For my iPhone, I have a case for my iPhone that I put on, just like that, put it on the PowerMat, and it also begins charging wirelessly. For devices that don't have a case, there's the Power Disc, which plugs into the back of the device, You put the power disc on the power mat, and it also begins charging wirelessly. The power mat and all the components will be available in the third quarter of this year for $100 for the power mat and $30 for the different receivers.
Taiwan's ASUS unveiled a convertible tablet version of the hit EPC here at CES. The T91 EPC has an 8.9-inch panel that can be swiveled around to convert the laptop into a tablet form factor, as ASUS Tech Chairman Johnny Shi demonstrated to us.
The tablet is actually only one of the the subset of this one. Can be a multi-touch network, can be a tablet, can be a photo frame, can be a entertainment on the go.
The machine also comes with a TV tuner and GPS satellite navigation. It'll be on sale in the next 3 to 6 months at a price yet to be decided.
Everyone knows computers and liquids don't mix, but hardcore computing is challenging that here at CES. This computer is sitting in a petroleum-based fluid which was developed by Hardcore for the system. It's based on an Intel quad-core processor and overclocked NVIDIA SLI graphics cards. The machine, which is called the Reactor, also packs a 256 gigabyte solid-state disk.
All the heat being generated by the board are being removed. But it's not only the motherboard, it's also the power supplies and your video cards. Everything that typically would run in an air-cooled system with fans, we are cooling with fluid. And the benefit to that is that the fluid is 10 times better or more at removing heat than air-cooled.
The machines are on the market now and cost from $3,700 to over $10,000 US for a top-end system. For those of you who grew up on the original Nintendo Entertainment System, you might remember Duck Hunt. Well, this is the next generation. It's Duck Hunter Extreme. I've got an infrared gun and a duck that has an infrared receiver on it. I charge it on the gun for 10 seconds, turn it on, throw it in the air. I got to shoot it 3 times and then it dies. Indoor duck hunting. It's going to be on the market in Q2 for about $30. It's from Interactive Toys. Let's give it a shot. And there we go. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. We'll be back next week from CES again because we didn't fit everything in this time around. As we head out, we'll leave you with some sights of the show. I'm Nick Barber, and for all of us here at the IDG News Service, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.